So I'm going to start the room here and introduce my guest today is Maella Ginn, and Maella is a is an incredible human and somebody that I really enjoy spending time with. And her belief is that magic is everywhere. It's in the hugs that we exchange to the scenery in our surroundings, and the smell of fresh baked bread or a smile we give a stranger. All these magic moments enhance one's soul and stir emotions to create memories that last a lifetime. As an artist, a spiritual artist, and a medium, she captures all different forms of magic all the time. Maella is able to tune in to the sitter and their spirit guides, and the totem animals giving descriptions and messages. She can even supply a painting or a drawing of them if you would like. Her mediumship expands even further to spirit art, tarot, and spirit animal messages. Maella also has started beginner and intermediate level development circles for anyone looking to enhance their own spiritual gifts and intuition. Her YouTube channel supplies energy readings for the full moon and new moon, as well as short 10 to 15-minute guided meditations. Each meditation takes you on a journey with one of your guides, enhancing your connection while developing your imagination. There are longer half-hour guided meditations, opening and balancing your chakras, developed for the divorced or the creative. So Maella, what what do you have for us this evening? There's a lot of different, you have so many different gifts to share. What is it that we should start? Where should we start first?
Well, I I'm not really sure actually. I think that a lot of people a lot of people know about tarot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have had tarot readings and things like that, but
Right.
not many people know anything about spirit animals or their totem animals, or they don't really put any weight into that. And
Ah,
I would like to say that um, the animal is symbolic, uh, just like tarot. All the cards are symbolic of certain meanings, and the animals come. And you can grab their energy and use their energy for different times and different, especially if you're going through something. A lot of times an animal will come to help support you in that difficult time.
I've
You
actually,
also
oh, go
have,
ahead. Sorry.
yes,
I was going to say
that's okay.
I've had that experience where I was sitting in my office and I had a squirrel come up and sit on the branch exactly level with me in my office. And he was nattering at me. And basically, what I got from that was that I was supposed to get outside, get away from my desk, get outside, go for a walk, and be in nature for a little while. So
Mhm.
I completely understand.
Yes. Well, a few years ago, I had a robin that came in the spring, and he fluttered his wings at my patio door for 3 days, constantly.
Wow.
Put mud all over my patio door. And the last day, he put mud, he fluttered his wings and only on the driver's side window, and on the driver's side of the main windshield. And yeah, that was super incredible. That was my very first experience with a animal coming to tell me, excuse me, coming to tell me something. And of course, robins are all about new beginnings. They come in the spring, something brand new budding, but they really, really wanted me to pay attention.
Yes. And they do know how to get your attention. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. So with my artwork, I'm able to mix that into I've done quite a few. uh, spirit drawings of spirit animals and of spirit guides as well. We go through
Mm-hmm.
a full meditation, and I'm able to link into that meditation with them. The meditation is designed to take you to meet your spirit guides. So with that, then especially if I'm able to see because you have uh, spirit guides, and then you have helpers that come. So you have a main guide, and if I can see them, then lots of times my client would like a painting, a canvas painting of them, because they're with you forever.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and then there's other ones that come and go. There's other
Mm-hmm.
spirit guides that will come and go depending upon what they need to learn or what you need to learn or things like that. So,
Wow, that's amazing that you have so many gifts, and just I'm just in awe of you, and having as many gifts as you do, and how you're able to weave them all together to help people. And I find that fascinating and wonderful.
oh, well, thank you. Yeah, and I've just started I've been sitting in a development circle for about 12 years now. I've
Mm-hmm.
Last year I left that circle and started on my own. I moved to a different town, so I couldn't get to that circle anymore. But anyways, what I wanted to say was, while I was sitting, I developed inspirational writing. And
Ooh,
so I have a guide that comes that helps me write and we write these meditations together. So this
wow.
guide actually it's all inspirational. There's nothing comes from me,
Mm-hmm.
which
You're
is really
channeling.
cool. Yeah, which is really super cool too.
Wow, that's amazing. And to be able to be open, to allow yourself to be open like that for other people, for other people's guides and spirits to come and talk through you, or give the information through you that needs to be shared. That that's very trusting.
Yes, well, everybody needs to be on the same wavelength, right?
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
even the guides need to be there. They need to understand as well, because I did one for a a woman, and her her guide, what he this guide came right at me and demanded to know why I was there, and demanded, like, I was not going to get past her, this beautiful woman that she had, but until I told her what I was doing and why I was doing it. And then she said, okay. But she stood guard the whole time,
Wow.
which is her job to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But to be so
yeah.
forceful, that I bet was very uncomfortable at the beginning.
Yes, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get past her or not. She was very, very like, uh, I don't know even what the word is. It just, like, she just came right at me, like, to attack me almost, and
Yes.
demanded to know what I was doing and why I was there, and why I was invading this woman's space. And
Woohoo.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was really interesting. That was the first time that happened.
Wow. Was that early in your career of being a medium, or was that
No, no, that was no. It's a good thing it didn't happen early in my career, because I probably would have never done it again. Because
yes.
she really she could have been very scary if you were just learning.
Hmm.
But no, that was just about 6 months ago, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so which was good because I was able to, I knew how to get around it or work with this spirit guide. So,
So, how long have you been doing this work?
well, like I said, I've been in a development circle for, I was sitting for in a closed circle, which means um, you sit with the same people, the same 10 people once a week, every week. And so then you build up this energy within the circle, which enables you to grow more. I mean, it was definitely harder over Zoom, but at the same time, it made each one of us develop uh, our own inner strengths. We couldn't pull energy from each other as much when when you're on Zoom. So I don't know how long. I guess a little bit always, ever since I was little. When I was little, I had a cousin that passed away tragically. And whenever I was sad, he would I would see him, he'd poke his head around the corner and smile at me and then run away and then come back. And I just thought that was normal. Didn't know that it was abnormal. I didn't know
That's
that
the beauty
everybody
of
else
being,
couldn't see him.
yeah, that's the beauty of childhood, right?
Yeah,
We're not all cluttered and filtered, have all these filters on us to push things out.
exactly. So, yeah, so I'd have to say all of my life, but really started to take it seriously about 12 or 15 years ago.
Wow. That's a
And of
pretty
course,
long tenure already.
yes, but of course we're always learning, right? There's always more to learn and more to experience and more to um,
More to share.
share.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hi, Manny. Welcome. Nice to have you here for Cookies from the Universe. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any questions, just feel free to raise your hand and I can bring you up on stage and you can ask your questions or make your comments or share anything that you might feel drawn to share. So with that, I'm going to take just a second and do a bit of a room reset. So for those of you just joining us and for those listening on the replay, welcome to the Cookies from the Universe Club. This is where we help people get the tools they need to navigate the current revolution that the earth and the people on it are going through right now by presenting tools you can start using now. If you're enjoying what we're saying, please click on Mella's lovely image to check out her bio and follow her on the Clubhouse app here. And if what she's saying resonates for you, please click on the link at the top of the screen to go to Mella's website and book a time with her. You won't be sorry. She's really, really a very loving and giving person, and she's got so many skills and talents and gifts to share. So with that, where were we? So I see that on your website you were telling me that you were doing YouTube videos for guided meditations and a few other things. Can you tell us a little bit more about what called you to do that and what other options are all on that YouTube site?
Okay, so I do well, I do daily readings, 3 card reading on Instagram and TikTok every day. I also do an energy reading. Um, I my I have a brand new spirit guide, and her name is Layden, and she has instructed me to make this beautiful board that has the north, south, east, and west energies, and there's a septagram in the middle, which depicts the 7 days of the week, the 7 chakras. So I do a full reading for the full moon and a full reading for the new moon, and it is much different reading than the regular tarot is. It's oracle cards and the fairy cards, and I actually don't use any tarot.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I just read the energies, and people
Mm-hmm.
can uh, zoom in on their sign if they would like to, but I don't uh, read it as, a Pisces or a Libra or whatever. It's just uh, the north, with which is the earth signs, the east, which is the air signs, the south, which is the fire signs, and the west, which is the water signs. If they want to read it that way, that's fine, but I talk as if it's the north, the south, the east, and the west, because we can all use all of those energies.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just one sign that gets to have that energy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And none of the rest of the people. So yeah, so I've developed this reading, and I've basically only done 3 readings like that so far, because it's a brand new development. And so I'm still um developing it, I guess I'll have to say. Each time
Mm.
will be a little bit different, and hopefully I'll zoom in on something that works really well.
Well, I think what
So,
you're doing
and
already works really well.
oh, thanks.
But I do
And
understand the evolution of,
right,
you're
right.
always growing, always evolving, so you're always incorporating new things that you're drawn to do. Oh, are you there?
Oh, are you still there?
Yes,
Yeah, sorry. Somebody
that's
was
okay.
trying to call me.
Oh,
That's the
sorry.
problem. That's the problem with being on your phone.
Yes, yes, and that's the thing. I'm so sorry. I should have mentioned earlier to put it on Do Not Disturb for the time that we're on, to
Ah,
save you getting bumped like that. So
right. Sorry. Yes,
that's all
yes.
right.
I'm
That's all
brand
right.
new on this
I
Clubhouse too.
know this
So,
is your first time on Clubhouse, so congratulations and thank you for
oh,
letting me be
thank
the
you.
first club that you're in. I am honored.
Yes, I'm gonna actually start a Clubhouse sometime in June myself. I'm going to do a meditation, and then they can do a one question, one answer.
Oh,
I'll pull
wow.
cards for them
That'll
if
be
they have one
great.
question, one answer. Yeah, so
Oh.
that's my next thing.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to be of help with that if I can be at all when you're ready to do
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you,
that.
because this looks a little bit complicated. I'm not very
Tech,
uh
techie.
yes, yes,
Yeah, that's okay.
exactly.
I can definitely help you with that part of it.
Oh, that would be
So,
great.
yeah. So on your website, where's the best place for people to start? Is it to book a time with you, or is it to use some of the resources that you've got available on your site? What do you kind of, what do you guide people to, or direct them to, when they're first getting to know you even before they work with you?
Well, I guess it depends on what they're in need of. If they're looking for guidance, they can book a reading with me. But if they're looking for something a little bit longer, I offer um, a course in guided meditation, where it starts off with the root chakra and moves up all the way to the crown chakra. And those are at least half an hour. They are they all take you on a journey, on a different journey every single time. And it helps you open you up and helps you become more balanced, more centered, especially if you're going through some type of grief, like if you're in the middle of a divorce. And I know I've been through a divorce, and your mind can become cluttered, and your emotions can take over, and you're unable to think as well as you should be in those moments. And these meditations help um, secure that centeredness for you so that you can get past those times. I've also, um, there is also a video that has uh, how to, it's how to open up, how to ground yourself, how to wrap yourself in white light, how to connect to spirit better. It also has some breathing exercises. So say, um, the woman was in court and she got really upset, but then there was a
Nope.
bathroom and she could spend 10 minutes or so, doing these little exercises that she can use to help her get through the rest of the court case.
Wow. Yeah, super stressful. So when people are going through super stressful times,
Yes.
it's a big help to have something that's guided helping them so they're not just trying to come up with things on their own, or simply counting to 10 or something like that. It gives them
Well,
something else completely to focus on.
exactly, because your mind will keep talking. It
Oh
will.
yeah.
It will just keep talking.
Yeah.
And it gets louder and louder and louder. And these techniques, I mean, they're not all mine, that's for sure, but I have taken a little bit from everybody that I have learned from and put it together to make uh, a technique that everybody can do.
Yes, even if they're not into anything spiritual or anything like that, just something to help them focus and calm themselves and get centered again.
Right,
In
exactly.
and it's a good thing to do
Yes.
on any day. It doesn't matter if you're going through a stressful time or not, but certainly when you are having something at your fingertips. And now we all have our phones at our fingertips to be able to just put on one of your guided meditations and listen and get absorbed in it, so that you can just let all of the stress of it go, for even if just for a little while. you know it's very important.
Exactly. Yes, and it's super important. People, I don't know. I mean, I tried meditation for years and years, and I just couldn't do it. And everybody just said, just breathe, just concentrate on your breathing. Well, it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Oh, that's so funny that you say that, because I had the same experience. People saying, just don't think of it don't put any label on it or whatever. Just sit and pay attention to your breathing. But meanwhile, my mind chatter is just going 100 miles an hour, so that wasn't happening.
Exactly, exactly. And it becomes really frustrating, and I can see why people give up. And
Yeah.
I mean, I gave up for a long time too. And then I I I re-looked at it, and I started these different breathing techniques that make you, I mean, first of all, if you put a little smile on your face when you very first start to sit and meditate, your ego mind will not think of the grocery list and will not think of picking up the kids as much, which is an interesting fact, actually. I
Yes,
don't know why.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's all
don't know
those
why
things.
that works, but it really, really does work.
Yeah. And we have all of these things going through our minds all the time. No matter what you do for a living or what your life is like, it seems that for most people that's a really big thing that they have trouble with, is quieting the chatter that's going on in their mind, to be able to focus in on one specific thing, even to the point of being able to focus on one specific task that they can get finished. They can work on it from beginning to end before they get distracted by a squirrel. And you know
Exactly.
and then
Yes.
they have to regroup and try and get back to the place they were when they were in flow with it, and to be able to get it finished, and now they're stressing about it because they're behind and getting it completed, and it just goes around and around and around. So having tools like that is wonderful, for anyone. Nowadays we're distracted by so many things.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I decided to start to put out short 10-minute or 15-minute uh, YouTube videos that are guided. Uh, it's um, the same practice that I do for the longer ones, so that people can start to understand what I'm offering. Because I mean, I've checked out quite a few guided meditations, and mine are, I have to say that mine are a bit different. They're very artistic. They take you on a real journey so that you can really visualize things, which really helps to take that um, chatter, quiet and quiet that chatter in your head.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking.
it's not about making that chatter stop talking, because it's not going to stop talking. It's just a matter of allowing, um, how do I say that? Not allowing, but uh, when I meditate,
Hmm.
um, the chatter goes to the back of my head, and it's still playing in the background. I just don't hear it.
Right.
So it's not really that it's going away or stopping, because you can't stop it, because it's
Hmm.
constant.
Hmm.
It's just a matter of separating it from um, your focus.
Hmm.
Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yes. Giving a space in between, sort of, yeah, pushing it back a bit, saying, I know you're there. It's okay that you're there, but right now I just need to be this. I just need to be quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you
And
try and make it quiet, it just gets louder. S-
yeah, it's kind of funny that way.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm looking at your website and I see all these beautiful images. Are all of the pieces of art that you've got on your website, are they produced by you?
I believe so. I don't know what you're looking at exactly.
Well,
So,
right now I'm looking at your about page and it's got a beautiful drawing of a
oh
woman's
yes,
face and a
yes,
feather.
yes, that's my artwork. Yes.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I
And
do
that,
have another full website too that is only artwork, which is
wow.
mellaginn.com.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I worked for the movies for 10 years as well, and
Oh,
I had my own business before that, where I
oh,
did canvas painting, specialty finishes. I had a
ooh,
store in Fort
wow.
Langley, in British Columbia.
Wow.
Um,
So, and you said you've just recently moved as well.
yes, I moved to Powell River,
Oh,
BC.
wow. Also in British Columbia. It's a
Yes.
beautiful spot up there too. You're by the ocean, and all the everything's lush and green and beautiful.
Yes,
And
and
you
it's very
and
small town still.
okay. And you get all four seasons there as well, right?
Um, w- well, I guess so. I mean, no more really than Vancouver does. We get pretty much the same weather as Vancouver does. We
Okay.
do get a little bit more rain than
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver, and we get a
Mm-hmm.
lot more wind because we are right on the ocean.
Ah, yes. Yes, of course.
Um, but yeah, I believe that you probably get more four season than we do. I mean,
Okay.
I grew up back east, so we
Oh my
definitely
goodness.
got real four seasons there. You knew when it was
Yes.
fall, you knew when it was winter.
Yes. Yes. I understand
Here
that.
it's more, it's a little, the seasons kind of run into each other in
Ah,
BC more,
yes.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you there. So I'm looking at so there's your artwork, and you have, like you said, you have um another whole website dedicated to your art, which is amazing. And I see here you were talking a little bit about that you were called to make a what do you call it? Not a compass, a north, south, east, west board.
Yeah, the four directions, yes.
Four directions. Yes, that's what you called it. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, before I started practicing meditation and mediumship, I took some courses on Wicca, and they practice, I mean, they call in the four directions, and they
Oh,
have the god and the goddess in the middle.
mm-hmm.
And they use, their practice is gathering the energies from all four directions. And
Mm,
and even though I don't really practice Wicca anymore, I think that part of me um, is still connected to it. And I
mm-hmm.
know that my guide is, I don't know if she's Wiccan or not, but um, I, she must be in of some kind of witch like that
Oh,
because of
okay.
what she's getting me to do.
Okay. But you're not doing anything under duress by any stretch.
Oh no, no, no,
No, no, no.
no, 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 no,
Good,
no, nothing
good.
like that.
Yeah,
Nothing like that. My guide
yeah.
is like, I totally trust her.
Mm-hmm.
She's been with me now for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
She is, I guess you would call her a crone. She's old,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe I believe that I have had a life with her before. I think
Mm.
we've practiced um, probably some type of witchery before. We might have even
Okay.
practiced some type of Wicca before together.
Wow. Yeah. And who knows how long ago?
Oh, no, exactly, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how many lifetimes ago it was, but
Wow.
yeah, she's got beautiful energy, and she really pushes me out of my comfort zone, which is good too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs that.
Yeah. I'm seeing some of your drawings of the totem and spirit animals that you have drawn, and
Oh, yes.
they're so beautiful and
Oh, thank
and
you.
and very realistic, very realistic. So, is that something you do? Do you do the drawings of the spirit animals? Do you do that for? Do people approach you and ask you for that, or is that something that sort of comes up when you're doing a reading for someone, or how does that? How does it come to be? How did the drawings come to be?
Well, a couple of different ways, I guess. There is the I have a I'm losing my words here, sorry. um okay, so I have a choice of what type of reading you would like to have. So
Okay.
you can have a mediumship reading where kind of like what you had, where there might be a past loved one that comes in. There
Hmm.
might be messages from animals or spirit animals or spirit guides. Or you can have a reading with just your totem animals. If you choose that one, then I tell you what the animals are, what they're there to help you with, why they're there, who your totem animal is, which is the one that is always with you from the time you are born to the time you pass. Um, all the other animals that may be coming in to help you with certain things. At that time, they get to choose whether they would like a picture of a totem of their totem animal.
Aha.
Other than that, then they could have the other choice, which was the wizard's journey, which is the meditation where we go into um, finding everybody that is in your life.
All of
You know,
your,
your spirit guide, your spirit, your totem animal, any other um,
any of your family that may have
elementals.
passed.
No, they don't go in the wizard's journey. Um,
Oh, okay.
the wizard's journey is specifically for your your guides, your totem animals, your spirit animals, your elementals, if you happen to have some, which would be fairies or excuse me, um, trolls or you know all those little people.
Yeah.
Um,
So, so you've got, so you ideally, when someone is learning about you, and they've met you, and this is a great forum for people to get to know you better as well. So then they can book a time with you for whichever type of reading they feel called to want. Um, and so with that, um, you know, when when do people usually reach out to connect with you to get a reading? What is it about them and what's going on with them that usually triggers them to say, Mela, I want a reading with you?
well, it's usually when they're in, they have no direction, they're lacking their direction, or they're stuck in their life, or they've been through something and they're looking for what is coming into their life. Um, when else? Um,
Big life events, I would imagine, as well, right?
yes, exactly.
Hmm.
But of course, too, lots of times I come across people that when I'm doing their reading, I can tell that they're very connected, and but they don't trust themselves, and they don't trust their own intuition and their higher self. And so I ask them to come and join me in my groups that I have for beginners and for intermediates that want to learn. And if they want to continue and learn how to be a medium themselves, then I can take them through that as well. So I
That's
don't know
really
how to
great.
answer your
I'm
question.
That's okay. I'm gonna switch the link that I've got pinned to the top of the room here, and I'm gonna switch it to your booking link, so that people can actually book with you directly in one with one, clicking on one spot, and they can book with
Oh,
you, because
okay.
there's going to be people listening to this, at different times in different stages, and so the up until now we've had your website link, and now I've just changed it to your booking link so that people can actually book appointments with you and have a conversation and have a reading or whatever it is that they see. I see there's a number of different options for different ways to play with you, to come and to have time with you and do all of these different really interesting things. So I've changed the link to Mella's booking link now. So if you're feeling inspired by what she's talking about and what she's sharing with us, please do go ahead and click on her link above to set a time with her. And if you haven't already, please touch on her lovely image of her face there, and follow her here on the platform on Clubhouse, because she will be creating her own Clubhouse rooms coming up in June. So if you don't want to miss that. And so, what else do we have here? And if you're enjoying the content that we're doing right now, please go to the very top of the page or on the screen and click on the little green house and follow the club, and you'll get a notification whenever I open a room. Because of me knowing people internationally, I'm going to be needing to have the flexibility to do the rooms at different times now, so that I can make sure that I can have time with people that are potentially on the other side of the world that want to share their information and their story. So please do that, and then click on my face and follow me. And again, when I'm coming on the Clubhouse platform, you'll get a notification, and you'll see that I'm there, and it could be anything. I do have two clubs here on Clubhouse. I have the club that we're doing now, Cookies from the Universe, and the other club is I Have People for That, and that's all about business and doing. Hello, hello, Ali. Nice to have you here. Adil, sorry. And we will. Sorry, I just lost where I was. There we go. And so if you're liking what we're doing, please do follow the club, and you'll get notified when we're live again. So back to you, Maella. We're we're at about 15 minutes to the closing of the show. So when people are booking with you, is it possible to do this? Nowadays, everything's happening over Zoom. Is that something that um, works with your work that you do with people?
Oh, yes. 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 I've gotten quite used to working on Zoom, actually.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's become quite comfortable for me, actually. So, of course, it's always a little bit more personable in person,
Hmm.
but um, it totally works on Zoom for
So the
any of the
energies are good.
offerings. Yeah, for any of the offerings that I do, I can
Oh, that's
totally
great.
do it on Zoom. So
Great.
do you do this every single week, your clubhouse?
Yes, I do. This is this the third on Monday nights. I do the I Have People for That club, which is business and business tools to help businesses elevate, to level up. And the other one is the Cookies from the Universe club, which we're doing right now, which is more spiritual, and as I mentioned, helping people get through the revolution that's currently underway, happening in the world and happening to the planet and the people on it. So helping them have tools and resources to help them find ways to cope, healthy ways to help them cope, and learn how to get into flow so that they're not struggling. There's not as much struggle in their life, um, with the things that are happening in the world right now. So that's what this club is all about, and
Were
that's why
you
I have guests like you.
were you inspired? Did spirit come and tell you to do this?
This room, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I started talking about it with some close friends, and they were just all over it. And then it was interesting because they kept asking me, have you started it yet? Are you doing it yet? Because I would tell them stories about the, experiences that I had, and it, and they're saying, you got to tell people about this stuff. You've got to you need to share your voice. You need to share these messages out, right? And I'll speak for myself. You can tell us your experience, but for me, it was more about having something that was positive to share with the world, and having something that was positive to help other people,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to reach as many people as possible, and give people a platform that didn't already have one. For example, this is your first time on Clubhouse, and my
Yes.
and my last four guests, on either of my clubs, it was all their first times being on Clubhouse as well. So I try and make it a good experience for them, and make it easy, and make it flow, so that it can flow and they can feel comfortable and not feel intimidated by the technology of the whole thing and things like
Well, you definitely do a good job doing that.
that.
That's for sure.
Thank,
And I
thank
thank you.
you.
I thank you for that. Because, I mean,
Thank
it can
you.
be a little bit intimidating, right?
Especially for people that aren't very techy, you know.
Yeah, yes, yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
there's. It seems like there's a lot of moving parts, but I've, of course, me being a systems and processes person, I've documented it all, so I can follow the flow that I've created, that I find works, to be able to have people on and be comfortable, and to be able to help them have a good first time experience on Clubhouse as well.
Well,
So
that's great.
I appreciate you, letting me, letting me be the first one to have you on the platform, and having a place for you to be able to speak and share what it is, what your gifts are, and how you help people, and you know how you came to doing what you do, and yeah, letting people know that there's help, and there's people with gifts that absolutely can, um, give you some comfort and some relief, uh, when you're going through things, or like you said, if you're just right now you're at a crossroads and you don't know which direction to go, or you've got so many things up in the air, and you just want to be able to have some peace and understanding, so that you can take a breath, and have someone help you, or someone interpret for you what your angels are trying to get through to you, and having an interpreter for that. And I found you a wonderful interpreter for that when I did my session with you this earlier this week.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, mediumship is definitely an umbrella word for a whole lot of different things, and every medium has their own gift and their own way of doing something. So, if anybody does go and visit a medium, the only thing I have to say is make sure that they're not asking you a whole bunch of questions. You know,
Yes.
they should never say, well, do you have a grandmother in spirit? Well, I mean, most people at a certain age would have a grandmother in spirit, right?
Yes, yes,
And so that's the most important part, that you should only be saying yes, no, maybe, or I don't understand.
right.
There should not be ever any other questions asked.
Yes, not leading type questions to try and find out what they want to say back to you, but they're actually an actual medium with actual gifts that can do that.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
I have
Exactly.
unfortunately experienced a couple of the other type that were saying they were, but they weren't really. And
Hmm.
it's and I knew enough uh, uh, for me, because I believe in everything. All of the gifts that are available are given, and so it's going to see someone and then having them starting to ask questions and things like that. It was like, no, I don't think this
Yeah,
is right for me, and bowing out.
right, right. And that's the best thing, because I always feel bad for people that have gotten misguided or misled by by people that say they can do things that can't. And
Yes,
that goes in
yes.
any kind of profession, actually.
Yes, that's true. That is true. There's those kind of people in the world, unfortunately, in every walk of life. So we just have to be aware and be cautious. And so for me, it was because I was given your name as a referral by someone that I know, like, and trust.
Mm.
And because she had had readings with you, and she let me know about that, because I was looking for someone that I could talk to and get a reading from, because I've had a lot of change in my life in the last year, and I just wanted to be sure, and get some more information, I think, would be the way to say it for me. Getting some more information about the things that I'm doing. Am I on the right track? Am I on the right path? And is there anything that I can sort of jumpstart or go a little bit further, a little bit faster for anything? And am I, instead of being in the moment now and feeling like I'm missing something, I feeling like I'm missing doing something, or missing, something that I should really be working on or really be focusing on, or things like that. You gave me the comfort and the information to just take a breath
Hmm.
and calm down and know that everything is happening in divine timing, and everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be fine. And I don't have to rush it. I don't have to force it. I don't have to push, or try and force things to happen in a quicker time because I'm getting impatient, right?
Yes, it's that P word, the patience that we
Yes.
all that we all struggle with. Most people, when they finally decide that they're going to do something, then they're just gung ho, and no stopping them. But patience is a gift, because
It's
if
just
we
not as
rush
easy
too
to
fast.
do.
No, no, it's definitely not. And it's with anything. When you're starting something new, you have to have the patience, because we don't have every little piece of the puzzle to put it all together yet. And
Hmm.
yes, I've struggled with patience a lot, actually. And although I'm a Libra, I do have a lot of patience for most things. But
Oh.
there comes that time when you just say, "Oh my God, I just want to do this now."
Hmm.
Right?
And
Right?
that's where I was when I talked to you the other day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You
Exactly. Is
talked
this
you talked
ever
me
going
down
to
off the
end?
ledge.
Yes, exactly. And
Oh.
one other thing that I do as well is the doodle art. where it's really fun in groups. If you get a group of ladies together for an evening or something, and we do a tiny meditation, and then they doodle for half an hour. They can draw or doodle, or I mean, it doesn't have nobody has to really be able to draw, but and then I give messages on that drawing. It's quite fun.
Oh, wow. So it's almost like they're channeling for themselves, and then you do the translation when they're
Yes,
finished.
yes,
Okay, I like
yes,
that.
exactly. Yeah, it's lots of fun. It's really
Yeah.
lots of fun.
I know a lot of men that would be interested in that too. The whole part of being, getting grounded, getting centered, and then expressing yourself with, drawing or doodling, and then having it interpreted from you. That
Right,
that
because
would
it's
be,
more it's more interactive, right? I mean, they're
yeah,
participating in it, and so they feel more connected to it, I think, than
yeah,
just
I yeah.
going and having a reading done.
Yeah, I completely understand that. That makes sense. I like it. I like
Hmm.
it. Now
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what
it's
now I know
fun.
what that is and that it's available. I'm gonna have to get a group of people together to do that and book with you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be fun.
Yeah. And with that, I want to thank you, Mela, for having taking the time with us today. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm going to get ready to close the room now, unless anyone has any questions of the people that are here live. Please go ahead and put them in the room chat or raise your hand, and I'll bring you up on stage to ask your question or provide any input or thoughts that you have regarding what we've talked about today. So,
Well,
yes,
I thank you so much for having me, and I've really, really enjoyed this.
thank
And
you,
it
Mela.
makes me not quite so nervous about doing my own room now.
Fantastic. Thank you, Yolanda. I appreciate you being here. You're always so wonderful and supportive. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and do my room close. So thank you all that joined us live, and thank you to those listening in the replay. Please do take Mela up on her offer by clicking on the pinned link at the top of the screen and click on her lovely face to read her bio and follow her in the app. And if you're enjoying the content, please go to the very top of the page and click on the little green house to follow the club and get notified when new rooms get opened. Good night, good people. Talk with you again next week.